What's up, everybody? Rikoku Ninja here, coming at you with another Borderlands 3 review, this time for Moxi's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. To start off this review, I wanted to do a little bit of an addendum to my regular Borderlands 3 main campaign review, as since then I've had time to play around with the game a little bit more, and in that time I have noticed a lot of the stuff that I remember annoying me in the main game, but it's more profound now that I've spent more time with the game. And the main thing is just general engine clunkiness and glitches that have really kind of pissed me off in a lot of times, because some of them, like the netcode still being bad in the third entry of the series, has been a problem with every entry in the Borderlands series. Like, the netcode has always been pretty bad, and while it makes for good speedrun tech for co-op Borderlands 2 runs, it's not very good for the average player just trying to jump in and play with their friends online. Also, I found some new ways that the general design of the game leaves a lot to be desired. In my regular review for Borderlands 3, I talked about how I played through the game as Moze and her mech Iron Bear, and how the levels were designed in such a way to where I was wasting my action skill because Iron Bear couldn't physically fit through parts of the level, so I was constantly having to jump out and then wait for my cooldown to get over so I could get back in Iron Bear and get back to actually playing the game. And that was just terrible design. Since then, I've leveled up Zane, the Operator, and Flak, the Beastmaster, to level 50. And during my time playing as Flak, I ran across some more really terrible design that I just can't let Gearbox get away with. As I stated in my review, I played Flak with a build that focused on the pets because, honestly, that's how you really need to play these characters, is by their strength and what makes them unique. So with Moze, I played a build that focused very heavily on using Iron Bear. On Zane, I focused very heavily on using both of his ability to use two different action skills at the cost of grenade. And then when playing as Flak, I focused on the pet, and I researched online, found a pretty decent build to do that with, and I went out and made that. And the way that Flak's action skill works is he always has the pet out and available, but you have different action skills like sending racks after your enemies, or doing a fadeaway kind of like Zero from Borderlands 2. But the one I used was called Gamma Burst, which is where you teleport your pet to a location that you point at, and then when they get there, they explode in radiation damage, and it gives them a radiation aura until the timer expires. It's pretty neat stuff. Unfortunately, because of the way they designed the game, this action skill was literally disabled for many of the boss battles that I did, both in the main campaign and in the Handsome Jackpot. I cannot stress to you how annoying it is that this game's design frequently breaks what makes these characters so fun to play. Having to jump out of Iron Bear whenever you still have half your bar left is fucking infuriating. But that was not nearly as bad as literally not being able to use your character's skill in a fucking boss battle. I don't know who at Gearbox is making these fucking asinine decisions in game design, but they're fucking it all up. It should be a no-brainer that if part of your game design literally fucking breaks a core aspect of the gameplay, then you probably need to fucking fix that. And the fact that it just completely doesn't even, like, you can make the boss immune to it but still have it, because there's still more utility to Gamma Burst other than actually dealing damage to the boss. For instance, if your pet is downed, you can use Gamma Burst to revive them instantly with 30% health. But if it completely disables the fucking action skill altogether, you can't do that. You get no use out of it. It essentially takes your action skill away from you during a time when you really need it, because the bosses, as bosses should be, are a big challenge. On top of that, one of the things that has really bothered me in previous entries, and has definitely bothered me in this one, is the fight for your life mechanic. While there's been steady improvements from entry to entry on how fight for your life works as far as being revived, like being able to move, being added from Borderlands 1 to Borderlands 2, being able to move faster, which was started with patches in Borderlands 2 and carried over to the pre-sequel, and then currently in Borderlands 3, being able to move is pretty damn fast while you're in fight for your life. But my problem arises with how the game just eventually says fuck you and gives you no fight for your life time. Like, the whole point of it is that you get a little bit of a chance to revive yourself by getting a kill, but it's constantly and seemingly randomly taking away that time. So if you get knocked down once, you get probably about 30 seconds, I would say, to get up. But if you get knocked down 1 or 2 times more, all of a sudden the bar disappears before it even really comes up on screen, and you're just fucking dying. It's like the game just says, fuck you, you're dead now. This seemed to be even more broken from a game design standpoint than in Borderlands 2, which also had the same mechanic where it shortens the length of your fight for your life with seemingly no rhyme or reason. But other than that, and the negatives I had in my original review, not much has changed from that to this. One big improvement that is my favorite part of the Handsome Jackpot DLC is that all that SJW, self-insert, terrible fanfiction writing from the main campaign is seemingly gone, as the story to the Handsome Jackpot is really well done. The dialogue has its wit back. It's chock full of likable characters. Even the ones that you're supposed to hate are really likable. They have this really sinister charm to them. And it also has one of, hands down, the best side quests in all the Borderlands games that it subverted my expectations so thoroughly that I had to stop playing and think about the entire quest after I was done. I won't spoil the quest itself or the story because I think it should really be experienced blind. But to help you find it, when you get to the trashed town in the fucking furnace, make sure that you talk to and accept the quest from the robot just outside of town. Do that quest. It is the best written Borderlands quest I have ever played. But all of the writing for the Handsome Jackpot is really well done. You essentially get Handsome Jack back, but not really. Moxi is given a lot of really good dialogue and is animated really well. All of the new characters that are introduced are chock full of personality. They're really varied and they have great lines. And the flow of the story is actually even better than the main campaign as well. There's only about 2 segments I can remember where I was just standing around while the story was being yelled at me. The minute-to-minute gameplay was even more balls to the wall than the main campaign, and it's just really fucking fun. You go back to fighting Hyperion robots for the first time since Borderlands 2. And the story and the aesthetics have this kind of 1980s casino vibe to them. And this carries over perfectly to one of the new characters named Freddy, who is essentially the Tiger King, but is an 80s synthesizer hacker man. All in all, the Handsome Jackpot is must play if you're a fan of Borderlands. The gameplay problems from the main campaign are still mostly present for this, but the story alone is worth playing it, and you get some amazing new gear to add to your character. On top of that, it feels more like Borderlands than the main campaign ever did. So if you're a fan of Borderlands and you already have Borderlands 3, you definitely owe it to yourself to get the Handsome Jackpot, because it is the best experience in Borderlands 3 you're going to get. It's a return to form that the main campaign desperately needed but never quite grasped. I've been Rakoka Ninja, this has been NinjaCast, and this game has now been reviewed. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. You're an adult, you know what to do. If you like it, you know what to do if you don't. Make sure you subscribe because I am also currently working on reviewing the second DLC, Guns, Love, and Tentacles. Also, I plan on doing some Let's Play content as well and video walkthroughs of video games on this channel, so make sure you come in for that as well. This is Rakoku Ninja, signing off.